If you have been playing the cello for a while and you are feeling that you're not improving fast enough, even though that you're practicing, then this video might be a wake-up call. So 3 things that I will mention in today's tutorial is what instantly made me sound better. And the truth, they're not complicated. But almost nobody does them consistently. Even advanced players skip them or don't think about them. So today I'll show you how to fix that with real cello examples and clear practice tips so you can try it out immediately. Give me a few minutes and I'll give you a couple of years of expertise, and I'll save you years of frustration as well. Let's go. Point number 1, you're not using enough bow. So let's start with bow usage. Most players, they get stuck using too little bow or a limited amount of bow. And that leads to all kinds of problems. 1, tense sound. 2, limited phrasing. 3, weak projection. And 4, inconsistent tone, and so many other points. Even if you're playing the right notes, it can sound dull. Let me show you a little example. See how small and contained that sounds. Now listen to this. The sound opens up, the phrasing breathes, and this is how the great players sound like. They're really, literally using the bow. What often happens is that when we're using a small bow, everything gets a little bit more tensed. And we hear these little mini waves over here. But if we are opening the arm, we're playing it more on one line horizontally. So I need you to think always horizontally. Go to the right, go to the left, go to the right, like opening. So a great way to develop this kind of playing is play slow scales, long bowings, 1 note per bow, and don't rush into the transitions. Pro tip, when you play, think about circulating the string. Well, I'm not really sure if that word exists, to circulate. Anyway, you need to ring the string. So when you play, do you see how the string vibrates? So when you play your scales, pay attention to each note. Make sure that the string is vibrating nicely. Because when you're gonna make sure that the string is vibrating, you're gonna do whatever it takes to have this vibration on the string. So take a look into that. And believe it or not, but one of my favorite things is imagine the bow as your breath. If you breathe deeply and fully, the music goes with it together. So just to give you an example. If this kind of content is helping you, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It just takes a second and you'll get new cello videos in order to boost your playing. Coming up next, you're not listening deeply enough. This is a big one. A lot of musicians, they think or they pretend that they're listening, but they're just actually hearing. Listening is active, it's attention, it's detail. And the difference it makes, night and day. Huge, in other words. Such a gorgeous moment. It's from the Dvorak cello concerto for those that don't know. So what I just did here in my playing, I was applying total awareness. You start noticing how you start each note, how it rings, whether the sound blooms or dies. Because if I'm just, playing notes, it could be like that. For some people, this is absolutely fine, but come on, let's surf music. So here's the deal. You need to pay attention to absolutely everything. So remember what I mentioned in the previous point, to make the string vibrate every time, or at least strive for it. Also, who said that you need to stay, extremely on one point over here? Of course, you can move around. If you check again my playing, you will notice that I'm moving slightly. Of course, this is a problem, but a little bit, it's fine, because when we go closer to the bridge, we have this bigger projection. Of course, when we go a little bit closer to the fingerboard, we have this mellow, so we're constantly playing around with it. In fact, cello playing is constantly about adjusting things. We need to be extremely flexible. We should not be stuck or stiff. Also, if you paid attention what I'm doing in the sense of vibrato, well, a little story here. I used to rely a lot on vibrato, and many among you are doing that as well. But once I started to play without vibrato, then things started to make sense. That's when my tone started to change, because now I was working with my bow and not hiding behind it. There's a great video by André Navarra on YouTube that says the right hand is your voice. There you go. Obviously, I also will not play, completely senza vibrato, because the vibrato is the final touch, the cherry on top of the cake. But did you notice I'm not using this one type of vibrato all over the time? No, I'm again adjusting things. Sometimes I go wider, sometimes I go narrow. It all depends on the context in the music. Anyway, this might be a little bit too advanced for some of you, so we can go back to the basics here. Do it on scales. So start the scale without any vibrato. Try to avoid it and try to get the nicest sound you can get. Again, following the previous points, making the string ring, vibrate, or how you want to name it, and listen very carefully. Ask yourself, is my tone clear? Is it alive? Is it expressive without the use of vibrato? Then, once you're starting to reach what you want, then try to add vibrato. Play around. You can use a narrow vibrato, you can use a wider, you can use a faster one, you can use a slower one. Here it's up to you. And this is how great string players, they build their sound. From the bow with the ears. Vibrato is just a decoration, not the core. Point number 3, you're not feeling the pulse. Even if you're technically in time, are you actually feeling the pulse? Because when you do, your phrasing changes, your rhythm briefs, and everything else just makes more sense. A great example is Bach Cello Suite No. 4, Prelude. So that was metronomically. Now let me use the pulse awareness. You felt the difference, right? This is what makes music flow, the invisible heartbeat under the notes. So what happened? What's the catch? Well, in the first example, I was thinking the prelude in 4/4. So I was playing like this. Ya pa 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 pa. But actually, we should think in a bigger picture. I mean, that depends from edition, but some editions show this Bach prelude alla breve, which means in two. So 1, 2. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's in 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was thinking it like this, and then we have this ya pa pa ti 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 1 ta ta 2 ta ti ti ta ta ti 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 ti. Got it? Even better, you can think in the whole measure. So in 1, yam pa ta to ta to ta ta po pa ta ti 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 po ta 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 ta. So what can you do in order to feel that pulses? Sometimes it's difficult to find this by yourself, so of course here a teacher can guide you. But try to analyze it, without the cello. Start clapping or tapping. And what do you have to clap or tap? The subdivisions before you play. So like I just did in the Bach. So we can count it in 4, like pa 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 pa. But try to subdivide. Ya ta 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 ti 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 to pa ta to ta 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 ta. Or even more. Ya pa 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 ya pa 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 pam, and sing the line like I'm just doing. So in other words, don't just count, feel it. If one of these hit home, let me know in the comment section below. In today's tutorial we're talking so much about sound, etc. So I have here a video ready for you about sound projection and how you can achieve it. So going from scratch to smooth. And of course, don't forget to like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.